Soul Garden. Why does every guy cheat on you? Trust me, I know. How come girls always call you their friend? I can tell you. We'll talk about your strengths and we'll talk about emotions. Secrets of Birthdays, now live for purchase. Check out yours at secretsofbirthdays.com. Namaste and welcome to Soul Horoscopes Orbits Edition. From my webcam to yours, I'm Christopher Witecki, your astrologer and soul biographer, here to help you put the pieces of your soul biography together. We're trucking through space. The sun now has entered into the Virgo state of awareness, or the IB state of awareness. This is as real as reality gets. It's the five senses. It's your health, and it's the possibility of integrity and transformation. But in this particular week, we move from step 2 to step 8, and we'll be committing to what we want to change. Looking at the moon starts in Aries, then shifts to Taurus for a couple of days, where there'll be a soul pyramid in Earth, then Gemini for 3 days. That's going to be a little insane. And then Cancer at the end of the week, where the moon will cross the grand square that we have going on. The signs most affected by this are Aries, Libra, Taurus, Scorpio, Gemini, Sagittarius, and the Cancer, Capricorn spectrum is affected indeed. Now, looking at Mr. Orbits, man. The moon, which is the fastest moving planet, is going to be what gives us kind of some havoc. It starts in the root chakra, so there might be survival issues, and it goes through manifestation and ends the week in our solar plexus, so giving us stomach aches. The sun and Mercury are focusing around the heart chakra. Mercury will pass the sun this week, which means thoughts of the future can either make or break our hearts. Looking at the planets, we've got some, major trines going on. This soul pyramid in water, the grand trine of water, continuing forward between Jupiter, Black Lilith, Neptune, and Saturn in Scorpio. Saturn in Scorpio, probably the most difficult part of that, having to be responsible with personal emotional boundaries. No more time left. Now, this soul pyramid in Earth, which begins with the moon in Taurus, trines up to Pluto and over to Sun Mercury in Virgo. This means that as soon as you update your emotional life, you'll see your actual physical life start to change immediately. But not change too much. That's because we're in an all stop down with the grand square or grand cross, however you want to look at it, which is technically triggered by Venus in Libra. Venus in Libra is pushing for justice to be served here on the planet, and that's struggling against ego. So it's ego versus justice, kind of a classic battle on Earth. And of course, Jupiter, our emotions, opposing Pluto and Capricorn, the rules. So emotions versus rules, ego versus justice. This pretty much holds the traffic up on Earth. Nothing's going to change for a while, at least not in business plans, etc. Probably until after Labor Day weekend. And this grand cross or grand square is really the reason why. You can see here the moon will cross through Cancer at the end of the week. That's where it crosses that grand square again and crosses Mars and Jupiter. So leading up to Lightcast Day next week. But before we talk about Lightcast Day and next week, let's talk about this week. Let's take the Ascension elevator up and get a full 360 view of you.
Folks, this is your captain speaking. We realize you have a choice in the astrologers you choose to fly with, and we'd just like to thank you for flying with Christopher Witecki.
Hello, my Capricorns and Capricorn risings, and welcome to 33,000 feet for a bird's eye view of you. Well, the sun has moved into Virgo. The good news is we're out of vulnerability land. The sun in Leo is all about trusting yourself and finding trust in yourself. And I, for one, know as a fellow earth sign, it's not the most fun to learn trust. Because we like things to be solid, like mountains and ground and earth and dirt. You don't see me on a boat, and I don't fly unless I have to. Just saying, I'm a bull here. But that said, now the sun moves into glorious Virgo, where you will begin to look at your beliefs. Now, it's funny. We're all very fixed. You look at the earth signs, and you use Virgo for your belief structure, and they say Capricorns are stubborn as hell. But they say Tauruses are stubborn as hell. And guess what I use for my beliefs? Capricorn. So we're all kind of like mutually stubborn with each other. And you're going to be stepping into where your beliefs are wrong, where you've held on to false beliefs, meaning your heart doesn't agree with it. And that's what I believe a belief is an idea your heart agrees with. If you believe you're a dolphin and your heart believes that, it doesn't matter what science we tell you, right? So our heart and facts coming together, that's belief. But in the next 10 days, removing false belief, not the most fun thing to do. Yet, it will be effective. Then Saturn says it's time to make peace when it comes to where you feel like you belong or don't belong. If you've been warring with a social person or a reputation issue or a court battle that's in public, that will begin to come to peace this week. And Uranus in Aries says you're going to have to innovate the way you self-nurture yourself emotionally to get past a lot of what's going on next. We literally have a tug of war between Venus and Uranus in Aries, so it's literally a tug and pull between your feelings and career and legacy. So there's a lot of grand squaring, a lot of fearing, but there's a lot of breakthroughs I'm going to lay out for you right now. So we start the week. We're in chapter 1 of Sun in Virgo, and you're working on what we call belief. A belief is something your heart agrees with, an idea your heart agrees with. This is the basic heartfelt facts of life. It's a fact. We know it is. In a lifestyle or reality that's completely immutable by what you believe or your perception is your reality, belief is so important. So we're going to look at where false beliefs are. We're going to look at where to break free from childhood thinking. This might be you leaving your parents' religion. This might be leaving your family's religion, so to speak. But whatever it is, it's going to break down this week. Now, another thing, the planets. Mercury goes ahead of the sun this week, which means we start finally thinking about the future and get our head out of the past. When the sun moves from step 2 to step 8, so Sunday's a very emotional day about what you believe. The following Saturday, you're feeling stronger and deciding what's going to go. Strangely enough, you might be working on vacation plans during this trend because that's kind of common too. Jupiter in Cancer still creating havoc when it comes to your feelings of relationships. And when it comes to relationship and partnerships, you're moving into uncharted territory at this point where you are, it's a new town, it's a new day in Capricorn land as far as marriage and relations. Black Lilith at 8 degrees is saying at least the past marriages are over. So you really are turning your back on the past when it comes to bad marriages, but mostly even marriage, the way you treat yourself. An old way of treating yourself is dead. Then finally, Saturn in Scorpio, which is pushing for Capricorns and Capricorn risings to find their belonging in society over a 2.5-year period, almost 3 years. Well, Saturn is conjuncting the North Node, which means you need to love and trust. It'll all work out in the world. You got to hold that North Node of loving and trusting, even though Saturn's only at 6. So even though you're loving and trusting, the actual reality is at 6, peacemaking, then 7, God, then 8, decision. So it'll be a while before we're at 10, but the North Node is kind of hovering there, adding energy. Now, last week, when we wrapped up the Sun in Leo, the hardest part probably was that full moon in Aquarius. Woo, a major tug of war for Capricorns between trust and actual reality, manifestation. So it might have been a money issue, might have been a manifestation issue, a job issue, but it came down to trust, and it also came down to deciding to trust yourself or trust that part of yourself, trust your heart. This week, we are moving into Virgo. We're at all that trust stuff, and we start off, though, a little uneasy. The sun will be emotional, and the moon is in Aries, so you are hyper-aware, trying to nest and rest, really, on Sunday, but maybe feeling a little paralyzed by work and relationships and ego issues. Then on Monday, the moon moves into Taurus, and that's going to light up your inner child. So a Capricorn is a Taurus on their inner child, just like a Taurus is a Capricorn in beliefs. That's how it works. So basically, your inner child lights up. Now, this is it. Once your inner child lights up, this is the opportunity to really shift some major things. On the one hand, Pluto in Capricorn, which is trine in, means that as your inner child decides to respond differently with that moon, your ego can maybe back down or change, and then suddenly what you're doing with beliefs begins to get more clear, or where you have false beliefs gets more clear, or maybe your inner child wants something and your beliefs say it can't happen, and there you go, that's your false beliefs, because anything that says no to the inner child is false. So Monday is a very pensive day, ruled by the inner child, maybe creative, and then moving into Tuesday, we have our first quantum breakdown. Now there might be a major breakdown, as in you might be let down on a particular belief, let down, something you thought worked doesn't, something you believed in doesn't, something you believed in was wrong, someone lied to you, the school closed down or the airline closes. I mean, this is basically breakdown of the Sagittarius energy, but Jupiter in Cancer means it's probably also a relationship breaking down, because marriage and partnership also shall break down on Tuesday. Whatever it's about, it's really about beliefs, it's really about education, and you'll get to the bottom of it. So just hold space on Tuesday. On Wednesday, we're kind of breaking through our understanding. The moon is in Gemini, so it's really a hyper-aware reality. You're either okay or you're not okay, and that's kind of how it is. So I think you're doing a lot of searching to be comfortable on Wednesday and Thursday because that moon in Gemini, but you're really figuring out is what you believe. So it's kind of I think the Capricorn's kind of be offline. If you're at work, probably won't be there. Like, hello, Capricorn, where are you? What's going on? Right? So on Thursday, Venus finally comes out to play. And so you'll see a restoration of beliefs or faith, or you'll get your money back for your plane ticket. The moon is in, sorry about that, little video boost, little jump. With the moon in Gemini, emotions are focused, of course, on that hyper-reality, but then as it shifts into Cancer, it moves into the me-ridge, and that gets you into that paralysis between marriage, ego, career, home, family, and feeling grounded. So that's what I was trying to get to. So ultimately, you're going to be tested. When you make decisions on Saturn Day, you're deciding what you no longer believe in. And you're going to find that you probably subscribe to a lot of beliefs that you forgot about, like nice guys finish last. Sometimes we subscribe to things like that. We don't realize it's holding us back. But I think, unfortunately, it will be a marriage or marriage issues that probably drives you into saying, that's it, I don't believe in this anymore. And that's kind of how the world, or the week climax is on Saturn Day. Whew, glad I figured that out. So coming back down to earth, hey, if you're having issues in relationships, you can jumpstart the heart in 90 minutes. I have a 90-minute seminar where I bring 10 people on camera. We do it in privacy, and we work through our heart issues, and it's only $34.95. This is one-on-one work, and I do look at the astrology behind it. A lot of people ask me that. The answer is yes. If you're into stepping into your magic in the long term, I have Lightcast Bootcamp. This is a 7-week course. It happens on Sundays, and it helps you step into organizing your life, into manifesting your personal goals. And if you're too busy, well, I've got a video you can download that will teach you in one airplane trip or in one road trip how to lightcast reality. It's called Jumpstart Lightcasting. It's only $14.95, and it's available for your iPhone or your Google device, so you can just watch it anywhere. Listen to me in the gym. Works out pretty well. These are all available at soulmart.me, and they do keep me on the air, and I do appreciate it. All right, my captains, hang in there. At least it's a belief structure transit. At least the sun is in a earth sign, and we can ground. I'll see you in 7 days. Namaste, and live, love, be.